All right, testing. Not sure if anyone's in the chat. Let me know if you can hear me. And all right, there we go. How is everyone? If anyone's actually here. Testing. Okay. Actually, let me just set up a few more things and then we'll be back on. Just give me a sec here. Obviously, I was on mute. Okay, so let's get this started. What are we building today in Automate All the Things? So today we're going to actually rebuild something I've been working on at work. So I have a job, surprisingly, and we essentially wanted to build a lightweight referral marketing program. So let me kind of hide this. There we go. And so what a referral marketing program is whenever someone buys or signs up for your tool, what we want to do is invite them to invite other people. So create a flywheel effect where each person we invite invites other people, and then either that person referring or the referred person is going to win a prize. So you kind of create an incentive program for people to actually do it. So usually what you'll see is people love a product and they're willing to share it, and it just kind of, if you give them something for actually doing that, they'll do it more and more. So an example is Webflow has an affiliate program. We're going to take inspiration somewhat from something called Morning Brew, which is a newsletter that kind of grew to 1.5 million subscribers just by creating an incentive program where for everyone you would refer to the newsletter, you would win prizes at different levels. So 5, 10, 15, 20. Ours is going to be a little different. Ours is going to be based on a sign up to a tool, right? So imagine you have software as a service product and you want to incentivize people to invite people to your software. In essence, it's going to be a similar program. For this week, what we're going to be able to do in about an hour and a half is, what we have right here. So every time a user signs up to a product, we'll generate a unique URL that they can share with other users or people or their friends or whoever. Sorry, got a little distracted there. Whenever someone signs up, so let's say I sign up and I get a referral link, I share that with a friend who also signs up, I'm gonna get an email saying, hey, your friend just signed up. And we're gonna keep track of the total number of referrers, and at different milestones, we're gonna offer them different things. So, in home morning brews, I think it was like a mug, and then at 5, and then at 10, it was, maybe a t-shirt, things like that. So you kind of invite you to check out the piece. So intro, what are we building? That is done. So we're going to start with setting up our Airtable. So there's actually going to be quite a few tools here. So I might go a little bit faster than I did last week. And I think I got some feedback that sometimes it's a little slow. So I'm going to try to do this much faster, not too fast, hopefully. So we're first going to set up our Airtable database, which is going to track our users and who has referred whom within that. And then we're going to set up our sign up page, which is going to be using Auth0. We're going to set up a way for a URL to be kind of what people refer each other with. So let's say I have my referral link, which I'll send to somebody else. If they sign up through that, we want to be able to capture that at the sign up. And then we're going to tie everything together. So let's say I have a link, my friend signs up. I want that to be reflected in the Airtable, and I want that to be kind of communicated, right? So those are kind of our three large pillars. So we're going to use Webflow, Airtable, Zapier, Auth0 for the authentication. So there's going to be a little bit of coding there. And then just Intercom, which is an email marketing system, communication system, as just a little bit of glue that we need to go from one to the other. So let's get this started. I'm going to make this a little smaller because I feel like I haven't talked to anyone about this one. I've been super busy at work. So actually creating the referral marketing program at work. So haven't had time to promote this one as much as I'd like. But so let's get started. So the first step is let's set up Airtable. So I'm actually going to go open up my Airtable. Actually, no, I already have it open here. So what we want is a base of users. So everyone who signs up to Auth0 is going to be sent to Airtable. And then we want a referral base. The first iteration I did this, I actually tried to keep it in one table, but there's an issue with self kind of linking one base. I'll kind of try to show you what the issue is, but I've worked out the kink here. So we're going to need two different bases. So we're going to use the email, that user's email as the key. So we're going to have email here. There we go. And we're going to create their URL. So how all of this works is that, let's say I'm going to put my email here, right, like that. And then actually this is not going to be a URL. It's going to be a function formula. And what we want is we're going to create our application, which is our URL, which for me is going to be automate all the things.webflow.com/livestream/ let me actually let me pull that up just so I get the right one. This is from last week, live stream. Here we go, like this. So we want that URL, right? So we want that user to say, hey, come register for this thing I just did, plus, it's gonna be an and, not a plus, like that, question mark, ref equals, actually I don't need an and here, it's all text. There we go. And that person's email, right? So our referral URL is just going to be this right here. So if I click to it, this is in the future, and it obviously did not work. Is that because of this? Oh, I changed it to sign up, I think just before. Yeah, let's try that. All right, I don't want to show you the future, but that's what it is. So let me just edit that. So customize field type, there we go. And then instead of register here, it's sign up, and then we don't need that. Okay, so that's our referral URL. So this is the URL that people are going to share with other people. Now I know that there's a huge problem with putting the actual email in the URL. If we have time, I think I have a way of fixing that, but for now, this will do. Okay, so this is just going to be our users table, like that. Let's delete that, and then we're going to have a referrals table. And I don't need the word table there. That's stupid. Naming variables and tables is hard. Similarly here, we're going to have the email. So it's actually going to be users is going to be one table with just the email at the beginning, and referrals is going to be the same thing. So it's actually going to be a mirrored list. So here it's email. There we go. And then I'm going to copy paste this bad boy here. And then we don't need anything here. What we're gonna need is a linked record. So this is gonna be referred. So that means if you have, we're gonna link the record. So we're gonna have every user that this email, I'm pointing to the screen, so this doesn't make sense. But every it's gonna be a linked record here. Yeah, there we go. Users, great. Yes, we want to link multiple. So actually, I think it's just simpler. So let's do a referred@gmail.com, and let's say I referred them, or user number 1 referred them. So we're gonna link here and then referred like that, and this person is gonna have as their referee referred. This is kind of hard, so I'll just try to make it. The person that referred user number 2 is myself. And so what we want to do here is a count. So there's going to be number of referreds, of people referred, like that. And then this is going to be a count field, and it's just going to count the number of referred. There we go. So that's good. We have that. So let's go user number 3@gmail.com just to have. And that person's also going to be referred by myself. I can just put their email there. So now we have myself who's referred 2 people, and then we have to have the same user list. And you'll see why a little later when we get to the Zapier part of this. Okay, so this is going to be our database. So it's literally just our users with a linked field that says referred by whom. This we can actually delete. There we go. And just the referrals. So this is our leaderboard. I think that was one of the steps. Set up Airtable, that's great. And then we can create a grid view that is leaderboard. And this is something we can, make publicly facing if we want. So we just want to hide the referred, so people don't know who's referred who, but you can have a leaderboard like this. So, you can take this, embed it on your website. And this is something, we use internally as, if employees are referring other people, we embed this onto our Webflow site and share it internally and kind of make sure people are referring other people to our new tool. So there you go. This is what it would look like. So that, man, we're just 15 minutes in. We're killing today. Okay. So this is, whoops. That's not where I wanted to go at all. There we go. Let's come back here. All right. So this is where we want things to end up. We want a user to sign up, and we're going to capture that ref parameter, which is going to be quite a big challenge. and then we're going to send it with Zapier actually through Intercom into Airtable. So this is where all of our data is going to end up. And then once it's here, we're going to send an email saying, hey, your friend Joe just signed up, or your friend whatever. So this is the database part, it's the simplest part. So now what we want to do is we actually want to go and build the whole system so that users end up here. So we're going to start with Webflow. Webflow is I don't know, the best web tool ever. So essentially Webflow, if you're not familiar, is a visual editor to create beautiful websites without having to write code. So I created this little page that essentially is just, has a bunch of sign up buttons. So you want to go to sign up to my SaaS product, just a bunch of join links, and we want that user to land on this landing page, click one of those signups, and then go to sign up, and then end up in Airtable and create our whole referral process. So let me see what I wanted to do. Okay, right. So, one way of authenticating is to, create a very complex authentication process. There's tools called Auth0, which handles all that for you. So they create your whole login page, your whole registration page, and just with a little bit of snippet of code. So it's a thing called Auth0 lock. And all you have to configure is where people are allowed to register from, and they're going to handle the rest. So they give you a dashboard, number of users. They'll even tell you, what that user has done, right? So history right here. So that user signed up, verified their email, so on and so forth. So we're going to use Auth0 for the authentication for our fake software as a service. So let's go into here. So really all you have to do is add a little bit of custom code, right? So if you're unfamiliar with Auth0, which literally I wasn't, couple weeks ago, there's a lot of really complex code here. Okay, great. Where's the easy lock stuff? Configurable options. Yeah, that's great. Options. Where are we? Man, I saw this a couple days ago. I've already, oh, here we go. Right, okay, here we go. So this is an example for, just a little bit of code for the login process. Do we have a registration process? Register, I don't. Let me find that. Lock. Documentation, register, Auth0. Okay, so this is essentially the code that you need. You put your client ID in. This is your token. Your URL, which is provided, and then the options. And the options are, whether you want to capture additional fields, things like that. So I'll show you what it looks like in live. So I have it actually here. If we go out of here, and then come to sign up. So I'll show you the little bit of code that I have right here. That's it. So here is all of the code that you need. So I don't know if you can see it, probably it's going to be a little small, but we include the Auth0 code, and then we say what URL we want to redirect to after the user signs up, my key, which I'll obviously change after the stream, and then the options, right? I don't have options, but I will be I have options here. So essentially I say allow login is false. So no logins from this screen, and just have a redirect URL, and we'll add a few in a little bit. So what this gives us is this right here. So because I can't see custom code from the editor, I just publish. Takes a second. And then come here, and I have my authentication process. So I have, let's give it, like that, and then put a password in, sign up. This redirects me to an empty page, which is just my app. So whatever your app is, this is where it'll redirect. If I come here, if all went well, I see Aron Corbett live. And if you're ever interested in using this, really all you have to do is, I think it's in rules. Nope, applications. Here we go, my app. And then in settings, you have to put the different callback URLs, so where people want to redirect to, where they're allowed to, and just follow the documentation to do this. So we have our authentication process up. I'm not sure if there's anything else I wanted to show you here. So that should be good. Right, okay. Now comes the kind of more challenging part, right? Is what I said was, for every user, we're gonna create a URL. So if I come here, I have ref in the top and my email. So I know that if a user lands on this page with that URL, they were referred by the user in that ref. So that's what we mean by ref. That's our reference referred parameter. And the first thing we want to do is actually be able to capture that. We want to be able to capture that in the signup to say, hey, this person has been referred by this email. This user referred the user that is currently or just signed up. So that's going to be our first challenge. We're going to have to use just a tiny bit of code, which is just jQuery, that essentially goes into the parameter, the URL, and captures the email, and then sends it to Auth0. So those are the two steps we're going to do now. First, we're going to add a little bit of code that goes and gets the parameter, that goes and gets the email, and then we're going to add it as a hidden variable in the authentication, which we'll send. And then from there, in Auth0, we're going to write a little bit of code that sends all of that user's information to Intercom. From there, we're going to create a Zap that creates our referral marketing process. So I know it seems a little bit complex, but we'll probably get through it in like 20 minutes. So it's not that complex. And I'll share the code in the notes for this, so you'll be able to do it on your side as well. So this right now is just, let's capture that ref parameter in the URL, and then pass it through to Auth0 so that we can pass it to Intercom. All right, so let's go back into our editor, which is here. So I'm gonna pull up the code from right, like this, right? Okay, and I'm I can talk a little bit about it. I found it on the web. This is just a little bit of jQuery that puts in the variable ref everything it finds in the URL that has the parameter ref. So this variable should have the email of the user that's being referred. So this right here, right? So let's just go ahead and copy paste this code. This is not a coding stream. It's to automate all the things with no code. I couldn't find a way to do this with no code, and I found this was the best way. So unfortunately, or fortunately, whatever, I think I don't actually mind a little bit of code. So come here, we're gonna go into our custom code, and then let's gonna copy paste that /script. There you go. So if I go into the console and type get URL parameter, it should give me the URL that's in that parameter. So let's save, let's publish that. Boom. And then it's right here. So let's give ourselves a ref equal test at gmail.com. Boom. And then so if I go into the console, and I hope this works. Oops, no, I just want ref. Boom. So we see that in the variable ref, we have test at gmail.com. So that's both the expected and the desired outcome. So that means we now have in this page the variable ref, which has the email of the person referring. So we can then in Auth0 capture that information and send it over to Intercom. Boom. That was nice. I knew this was going to happen, but you still get kind of excited when it works. Okay, so I don't know if people joined in the chat. Let me know. Say hi. Tell me how it's going. So, right. So we now have that parameter. We actually need to send it to Auth0. So that's again going to be a little tiny bit of code in our Auth0. In the sign up. So in the options. So as a reminder, this is our options. What we want is additional fields Auth0 lock custom fields that sign up. So that's the ref parameter. First name, last name, icon. There should be. Oh no, I'm in lock iOS. Okay, that explains it. Configuration options. Hidden field. There we go. So what we want to do is add a parameter to our authentication that is hidden. So it's actually relatively easy. We just take this. We already have options, so we're just gonna take this. Boom, like that. And comma here. Additional sign up fields, type hidden, yes, name ref, and then value is ref. And we have to make sure that this is run before. So let's just take this and put it part of the same script. Here we go. Boom. So that means when a user has a ref parameter, when a signup has the ref parameter, it puts it into ref and then shoots it right here. I think this should work. Let me check. Ref. Boom. Yeah, I think that works. Additional signup fields. Okay. Awesome. So let's give it a try. If it doesn't work, we'll try something else, or we'll try again. The beauty of programming. So we're coming here. We're gonna refresh. So let's just make sure that ref is still here. Ref. Boom. Test at gmail.com. Great. Test referral at gmail.com. Okay, that seemed to work. And then if I go into Auth0, oops, this is not my dashboard. Okay, this is here. And I have test at gmail.com. Woo! So we're there. So we now have a referral URL that's only good for the sign up page for now. We'll fix that later. User signs up with that email address. It's passed into Auth0. And now we want to send it over to Intercom. Intercom really is not that useful in this whole thing. I primarily use it because we use it for email marketing at my company. Now you could use MailChimp, you can use whatever. There are pretty easy connectors from Auth0 to whatever email marketing system you want. Oh, hey, Justin. How are you? Do you want me to catch you up? You want me to keep going? Let me know. So we've sent that parameter to Auth0, and now we're going to send it to whatever email marketing system we have. And from there, we're going to do our actual referral process. So we're going to have it in Airtable and all that good stuff. So it's now in Auth0. So there's actually how we're going to connect to Intercom is, again, a little bit of custom code, but it's like almost done for us. It's literally like 30 seconds worth. So you have a thing called rules. Rules is every time someone signs up, what do you want Auth0 to do, right? Auth0 doesn't do most things in your business. So they have a bunch of rules that you can work with, right? Usually they have like a list. So let's create a rule. There we go. That's where it is. And I literally just search for Intercom and it says record or update an Intercom user. If you have Mandrill, it's there. There's a bunch. So we're going to connect to Intercom and it just gives you the code, which is great. So I'm going to put my Intercom access token here. Again, totally going to change this right after the stream. So I think I hit it. Actually, let me find it here. Let me move this to a secret screen. There you go, like that. And we literally just say here's our access token. So I'm going to hide that now. And so that connects to Intercom. So let's actually just kind of give it a try. Save changes. If I go to Intercom, I tested this a little later. So let me try this rule, and then I'm gonna, Jane Doe 2. There you go. Try. And this usually takes a few seconds. So let me try that. And if we refresh, I'll give it a minute. It usually takes a little bit of time, but that's gonna go send our data from Auth0. User signs up, goes to Intercom. So that was just literally just copy pasting our token from Intercom. So we're almost there. Now the thing we also want to pass through to Intercom is the referrer's email. So just like, if I refer someone and I go back here and they have my email here, we want to pass it to Auth0. Auth0 then passes it over to Intercom. So there we go. Jane Doe 2 is now in our Intercom, and that is the Jane Doe I just sent as a test. So it seems to work fine. And what we're going to create is a custom parameter within Intercom, settings, people data, and I created it ref, right? So ref, the key is ref. And so what we need to do here is tell Auth0 to please pass that data on to Intercom. So let me look at the documentation here. Additional sign-up fields. Right. So we want to look for custom attributes. So that's what we called like that, like this. User profiles. There's just so much information around Auth0's documentation. A bunch of people use this, so you might get lost in it. Okay, there we go. This isn't what I'm looking for. How about that? Is this on the Intercom side? Yeah, it's probably on the Intercom side. So what we want to do is we send a custom attribute to, yeah, there we go. Custom attribute. It's a lot of information. Okay. So I actually have the code here, so I don't want to spend a bunch of time like reading documentation on this stream because I already built this. So essentially under I think this should work. So under Intercom, you can call up custom attributes, and then we're creating ref, and then it pulls it from the user data ref. So we're gonna try this live and see if it works. If not, we're kind of screwed. So let's come here. So let's just make sure we have our ref test. That's great. All right, let's put this live. Back to rules. Okay, great. And then password. There we go. Oops. Oh, it's because I already have that user. Okay. So dashboard, let's just make sure we have that ref parameter. That's great. And then let's give it a second to send that data over to, boom, test referral. That's one from before. And then we have, do we have ref here? So the ref is empty, which kind of, oops, I do want to show ref. Yeah, okay, there we go. So the one I just created is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's give it a second. Just gonna keep refreshing here. There we go. Now fingers crossed, ref, boom, ref is test@gmail.com. So we are like 95% of the way there. Now, so we know that this user was referred by test@gmail.com. So with this, we have like such power with this, right? So we have the referral parameter in Intercom. Now, unfortunately, Intercom, I don't think has a way of being like, email the refer parameter about this user. So we have to kind of use a little bit of our other tools to do this, but you're always going to send it to some kind of email marketing system. Now, I know that if you're using something like Mandrill or something else, you can probably have a variable in the to field, so who you're sending it to. In this case, that doesn't seem to be the case with Intercom out of the box, but obviously we found another way to do it. You know, Justin, I gotta say, I'm just as surprised as you that this worked off the first shot. So I'm happy. So we're able to create a referral URL to the sign up page. That user signs up through Auth0, we send it to Intercom, and that has a connection with Zapier, right? So from there, we can do some really cool stuff around actually creating our leaderboard for our referrals. It does seem a little bit convoluted. I'm the first to admit it, but it works really, really well. And it runs itself after a while. So, okay. So now we want, okay, where am I on my roadmap? Where am I? Here we go. Good thing this is here, because otherwise, set up referral, we did that. Sending sign up from Auth0 to email marketing system, boom. Connecting to referral database. Okay, so this is the piece that is going to be fun. So we have our data in Intercom from Auth0. In Intercom, we know who's referred whom. We want to use Zapier to send that data to Airtable. So let's do that. Let's close a few things here. So I don't need this. This seems to work well. So I'd started already as that, but I think I closed it. Oh, there we go. Okay. So Zapier, the second best tool after Webflow, and maybe Airtable, those are the three. So what we want to do is we have triggers and then we have actions. So our triggers are going to be create a new record in Intercom. And what we want to do is create a record in Airtable in both of our tables. And then if there's a ref parameter, we want to find who the referrer is, and we want to link those two fields. So we want to link the new user to the person that's referred them. So Intercom, node not found, that's weird. So we want to do Intercom. That's kind of weird. Oh, it's because I already had a thing there. Okay, so new user. So we're always going to trigger this on a new user. That's weird. Let me just refresh this, see what's happening. That's weird. I think the Zap does not exist, so let's just... Never thought Zapier would be the one screwing up on my live stream. Thought it would always be me. All right, so Intercom. So this is the fun part. I was scared about the other part of building this. It's the hard part, but it's also the fun part. So we want to trigger this when there's a new user. Boom, connect an account. This is yeah, totally authorize access. That's great. Boom, save and continue. Which Zapier account am I on? Let me just check. Because if I'm on my free, okay, I gotta go on my work one. So yeah, because I'm gonna easily bust the free one here. So let's do that. There we go. I think this is safe. Mail. Boom. Oh man. Let's do this. Sorry for that. At least you know you're secure if you can sign up to your stuff on stream and not be worried about anyone taking your stuff. I don't know if I'll probably reset my password anyway, just in case. Yeah, level 80%. There we go. Make a Zap. So, onto the fun stuff. So we want to go from Intercom and go a little faster here because I wasn't expecting that. New user, boom. Nope, we want to connect a new account. Yeah, that's great. And I'm gonna call this AK personal so everybody knows. So it's fine. No one from the company listens to my live stream, so they don't know that I use our tools. And if they catch me, I'll just be happy that they came to my stream. So it's totally fine. Yeah. So we should have a ref parameter here. There we go. Test. That's what I wanted. So this is the user that we just created. Continue. Yeah. And we want to create a user in Airtable. So we're always, no matter what, going to create a user in two places. We're going to create a user in our users table and then in our referrals table. So we're going to create a record. It's stupid, and I don't want to get into like why you need two tables. It's something around linking to the same base doesn't create two fields for the link records. Usually that's the case when you're linking intra tables within a base. So we're just gonna have to live with it. So referral table, first we're gonna do users, and then email is gonna come from step one. It's gonna take their email. Why is there a notes? What is notes? Oh, it's because I hadn't changed the name of this. So this is still called notes. So this is referral URL. Okay, that's fine. No notes. Referrals, none. That's it. That's all we want to do. And then send test to Airtable. Let's do that. Boom. Creates the referral URL. That's great. Now, create a second record. Yeah, it's stupid. I know. Ugh, the no-code life. We're going to create a record. Boom. Same thing, my personal account, same, we're creating it in the same place. Base, referral marketing, table number 2, it's gonna be referrals. So the reason we're creating it there is if this user ever refers other people, we need them in the referral table as well. So same thing, email comes from auth0, referred is empty, number of people referred is empty, so that's all we want. Let's send the test. And then we should have referred, no one's referred, and I'm gonna unhide this field. Actually, no, the leaderboard, let's come here, great. All right, so that's the easy part. Now what we wanna do is we wanna say, okay, well, was this person referred by someone? And let's attribute to that user the point of that referral, right? So this is kind of like where we need to take the ref parameter, search for a user that already has that email in our base and say, hey, this user referred that person. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're not gonna continue if there's no ref parameter. So if there's no ref parameter, we create a new user in block 1, and then block 2, there's really no need, table 1, table 2, there's really no need to no need to continue the zap. Is not empty. So okay, exist. There we go. Is there empty? No. Is not. Maybe. I don't remember what I did for this. I do remember messing around with this. So is not in. Okay, let's try that. So empty. So first thing we need to do is we need to, using that ref parameter, search for an existing user in our base. So what we wanted to do is like, hey, go to referrals and find that ref parameter. I'm actually going to add test@gmail.com because that's the example that we have. So let's just do this. Test@gmail.com. There you go. Because this is the ref parameter that we used. Just cheating here, it's fine. So if we continue, what we want to do is find Airtable. Sorry, the tool is going to be Airtable. We want to update a record. Actually, we want to find a record first. Then we're going to update. So back to this. It'd be great if there was like a voice Zapier. I could just be like, hey, use Airtable, search here, do this. Referral, I feel like I've been doing this, the same thing all day. So table referrals, search by field is going to be email, and then search value is going to be the ref parameter from step 1, from Intercom. So that's, that's a value of putting it into Intercom. We have something that we can search with in Zapier. Okay, continue. So it should find something if everything goes well. Fetch and continue. View your record. So it's found this user. So it's found this one right here. And how do we know that? We have an ID. This ID right here matches the one right there. So that's perfect. Great. So now that it's found a record, we need to update that record. No, we don't. So we're not done yet. We're not done yet. But we're almost done. We're almost done. So Airtable, again, update record. It's gonna ask you which record. We gotta go through this again. Save and continue. Base, referral marketing, table, same one, referrals, record. So we're gonna use a custom value, and that custom value comes from step 5. And then we're gonna do this ID. So to go and take the record that we've already found, and what we want to do here is add the new user's ref parameter. So ref, right? So what we want them to say is when you come here into referred here, it should link to the user that just signed up. So it's aircornblood plus test 1 2 3 4 5. And oh no, sorry. We want the user from Intercom. So just the email from, so this is the user that just signed up, right? Yeah, acornblood. Talking through it really helps. So thank you for bearing with me. And this should update automatically because it's a count. Continue. Boom. So let's test this out. Send test to Airtable. And now we see that, well, the test has referred Acornblet plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is exactly what we expected. So we had, just as a reminder here, like it's a little confusing. I went to this URL. This URL is test@gmail.com's referral URL. The user who signed up was Acornblet plus test12345@gmail.com. They signed up. We captured the ref parameter. We sent it to Auth0, that then sent it to Intercom, that then is now sending it to Airtable. Oops, my mouse is a little jittery here. And then, whoops, there we go, we're back. And so test@gmail.com is the referral, is the person who's referring Acornblet plus test12345, and then our count goes up, right? So they're now second in the leaderboard. So let's make this, a little bit more clear. So I'm going to go through an example again, just that makes a little more sense. I don't know, Justin, I don't know if that made sense. Let me know. From the exterior, I do this all day. So let's call user123@gmail.com. And then we're going to put him here. This will be automated. So we want to go to the referral link, right? And then we're going to say, I have been referred by 123@gmail.com. I need to put this Zap live for now. Zap is on. All right. Is there anything else I need to do? I think, let me just make sure. Do we have, no, I think we're good. Let's just run with it. Last dying words. This we can close. There we go. So we have user123. I've been referred by 123. Sign up. So now, first thing, we should see that user in Auth0. Log in. Oh, please don't make me enter my password again. Now we're good. I have been referred by 123. That's great. We should see them in Intercom. Give it a second. Fingers crossed. While we're waiting, let me make sure that our rules are on. They are on. And that user had the right ref parameter. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Dashboard. Dashboard. Yep, it had it. I'm just buying time for this user to come here. There we go. I have been referred by 123. We have user123@gmail.com, which is the ref. Now, if we go to referral marketing, I have been referred is already there. Man. And then the refer is user123. So the user right before. So that's exactly what we wanted, right? So this refer, user123, now has one refer. Boom. The pieces are coming together. They were broken. They were everywhere. Now they're nice and they're together. So now we know who's referred whom. We know how many people they've referred and just things like that. Now, what we want to do now is actually like trigger an email that says, hey, your friend Joe just signed up and you are at X referral. So this is the easy part. So we're just going to do it with Zapier, right? So right here. So we're going to do just email by Zapier. And this one has a variable, send outbound email. I don't recommend using Zapier in the long run. You can use SendGrid. You can do whatever you want. Once you have the database, it's all good to go. So who do we want to send it to? We want to send it to the person who referred the user, right? So that is in the ref parameter. So they have been referred by test@gmail.com. Your friend has signed up. Boom. So what I did in this other version that we did at work was we actually have the user's first name. So we say, hey, your friend Joe, your friend Justin, your friend Angela just signed up. And then here we're just going to put the email, right? So that's fine. Just signed up. You are at, and you can even tell them like how many referrals they've done, right? So when we found the record in here, there's a number of people referred. So this one is, we found the record of the person. Yeah, so this one should be now updated to 1. So when you'll send the email, if we actually, step 5, test this template and just refresh this, retest this step. Ooh, it might be twice now. Actually, that's not a good idea. Let me check. Okay, let me check what happens here. Yeah, to test has 1 now. So can we see that? Number of people referred is 1. Okay, great. Edit template. And so now you are at, so this should be refresh fields. You are now at X referrals. What you can do as well is with paths. So if you have multiple, like the article we referenced at the beginning actually has like at 5 you get this, at 10 you get this, at 15 you can get that. So you can create paths, right? So if under 5 go here, if under 10 go there, and you can say we're not going to do that just for from time. For here you are, but we are actually going to go like maybe do a calculator. It's in the Zapier one. It's in, I think it's Formatter. Yeah. So what we want to do is create a new variable, which is, math operation. So subtract 5. And then, let me see if I can do this. I hadn't done this so update record. Number of referreds, continue. Okay, output 4, that's what we want. So this is how many, sorry, I didn't tell you what we're doing. So essentially we're saying, if you're at 5, 5 is our first prize. So we want to say, hey, you're 4 away from, your next prize. So you put the path here and you essentially says 10, 5, 1,000 or whatever. You are numbers 4 away from the next prize, which is a t-shirt. Keep referring using this URL. Just really, I'm taking a risk here. I'm trying to be fancy. And then we're gonna add the URL again, and this could be in the find record. No, all of these are in, so we're creating a record for the new user. No, I would need to add another find step to do this. Oh, but I can actually just create the URL. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to take that risk. What you can do is just create url.com/ref equal and then add that user's email, right? So you can do that. That's an example. Okay, so that is actually our kind of like referral process, right? So we've gone from user gets to the page, signs up, we generate a URL for that user where they can refer people. When that user signs up, we go through Auth0, we find who referred them, we put it into Airtable. Now, and then from Zapier, we send them an email saying, hey, your friend just signed up. You are now at 4 referrals away. So I'm gonna skip this test. We're 1 hour in. So what I want to finish on maybe in the next 10, 15 minutes, unless Justin, you have some some thoughts or some questions, is some things to know about this. So the first thing you need to know is, having worked with it, just some workarounds that you're really going to have to think about is if you refer multiple people, right? So I'm going to go back to here. So obviously some people are going to have multiple people, right? So this person has 2. When you get to this Zap where you update the record, here, referred, the new person that was just referred, Zapier will overwrite whatever is already in that field. So you need to find a way to put existing linked records back into the field. Now, a second kind of caveat here is that you can't put just the referral record ID. You have to put the email, the kind of search. You have to put their actual emails. So you can't just put like this record ID on the top. You actually have to put user3@gmail.com. So how you go about fixing that is you create a lookup. So just their emails of referred, and then you do a lookup. And then we're going to look up the emails of these 2, and they're going to be separated by a comma. Boom. And so when you get to this step right here, you add the new email, but you also go and find, so I mean, I could do it. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. So let's say we want to add this one that already exists, right? So what we need to do, we are working on, whoops, where am I? Here we are. So we're working on, the user is find record. We need to go here. And we need to refresh fields. It didn't find it. Let's do it again. Let's just see, retest this step. So it's going to search for test@gmail.com. Test@gmail.com already has one refer. So it should find emails of referred and referred. So let's fetch and continue. View your record. All right, so it has the referred, which is the unique ID, and then it has the emails of the person referring, of referred. Yeah, this is going to be really kind of mix up for refer or referee. Should have done that at the beginning. But go through it, and then once you get multiple referrals, you'll see it won't work. So this is how you fix that. Go into here where you update the record. So what we want to do is actually go and add in the emails of the people like that, and then put a comma. Now it's the same one because we're using the same example, but what you'll see, we'll have the 2 referred. Oh, I want to retest that step actually. Retest this step. Send test to Airtable, and we should, if all went rosy dozy. Here we go. That didn't work. Continue. That's weird. Let me try that again. Okay. Oh, so it because you can't link twice. Okay, that makes sense. But either way, this is the solution. If you have 2 different users, if you have someone referring multiple people, you're gonna have to put that in. And then the second caveat we wanted to do is when you create a refer URL, it's kind of weird to send the user to the sign up page directly, right? So if your friend is like, hey, go check out this new application, it's great, it's the best thing since sliced bread. It's kind of weird if they just get you to a lock authentication page with that, that logo. So what we want to do is send them to the homepage, right? So we want to send them here. Now, you see I have, what did I make as a mistake? Oh, I need, I call it refer marketing. Yeah, there you go. Right. Oh, damn it. What is my page? Oh, refer marketing landing page. Okay. So we want to send the user right here. So I'm going to add ref equals acornblade@gmail.com. So let's say I'm referring someone. Let's take the first one. Yeah, that works. Right. Now, this refer parameter is there. So if I go into ref, it's there. But now, you know, my links, if I link to the sign up page, it goes away. Oops. Oh, that's the old. Yeah, we're here. 1 second. Sign up now. That's weird. Do I have the wrong link? Settings. Oh, sorry, let's just fix this. Yeah, here we go. Let's do that. And then publish. That was from last week's live stream. There we go. Okay. So boom. And it brings us here. So just kind of coming back here, I have the ref. Let's refresh this page. Ref is here. Ref is here. And then I come here. And then ref is no longer there. Right? Because that refer parameter does not follow us along as we navigate the site. So what we want to do is change all our links on our page in a way that says, hey, if there's a ref parameter, change the link on every single sign up page, or actually any link on the page, to include that ref parameter. So I didn't, you know, find a way to do this except with a little bit of custom code again. So whoever, you know, is a no code purist, this, you know, this is not a good live stream for you. So there's just a little bit of jQuery. Let me find it here. That just says right here. So we already have this code that goes and gets the ref parameter from the URL. We're just gonna add a little bit that says if ref, meaning if there's a referrer parameter. I'm gonna put this larger. So a little bit of jQuery that says, hey, look for every single sign up and add the refer parameter. Now, if your page is like multi-page, you have a blog, you have, you know, I don't know, whatever. If you have multiple links, you don't want to just change the sign up. You want to change all the URLs on your page. We're not going to do that. So we only need this right here because we already have the rest. Actually, we need this whole thing on, we don't have it on the page. So Webflow. I know it's kind of cheating to like just copy paste code, but I wrote this before, so, or I Googled it. Let's go into here. So the custom code should be empty now. Oh, I already pasted it. Okay, so this is the same code you were just seeing. So that means something's not working, which is not good because we already had the code. So let's try that again. So what's going on here? So if I inspect and I go and get that code, a little bit of code, I would just say, so ref, let's try ref equals this. So does it find the ref? It does, but then when it comes to execute this, it seems like it's not working. Okay. Oof, I think I know why. It's because it's looking for /signup, and my page is /livestream/referral marketing /signup. So let's go ahead and change here for, so what is my URL? It's /live. Okay, so we need to just add this into that little piece. Now, not a coding expert. I Googled this. I know a little bit of jQuery from working with it. I don't particularly enjoy working with it, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. So we're just gonna add this here. Live stream, referral marketing. I'm gonna add that as well here. So it's gonna add the ref parameter. So let's save that. Let's publish. And let's come here. Sorry about that. And then we need to add a ref. There we go. Okay, so I think it works. So let's just kind of do it. Console ref is there, and then if I click, you can see that the ref parameter stays. Right, so I have ref. So if I sign, if this user, do we have time to do it? Let's take 5 more minutes to do it. Uppercase. I need an uppercase. There we go. I think I already have that user. Maybe not. Okay. So that seemed to work. I come here. I go to application. My application. Dashboard. I'm always mixed up with it. So testing 1, 2, 3 is there. We should have a ref, @Gmail. That's great. They should now be making their way to Intercom, which always takes a little bit of time. It's testing 1, 2, 3. There they are. There I am, I guess. Referral. Boom. Oh, is my Zap on? No. Damn it. Can I run it now? Is it too late? All right, I don't want to go through that again, but it works. It works. Well, that sucks. So it's, maybe I could recreate a new user. No, I'd rather not. Okay. What's a bad way to? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's just do it. No one cares. So sign up. Let's come here. Ref =acornblood@gmail. Testing 1, 2, 3 @gmail.com. Sign up. They come to our dashboard. Boom. They go into Intercom, which might take a little bit of time. Just gonna sit here and refresh. How's it going, Justin? How's your day going? Thanks for joining. This always takes more time than I want. User is here. We should have that ref parameter. Let's just make sure. We do. Let's go into here. Okay, so testing 1, 2, 3 is here. And then testing 1, 2, 3 is in the referred. I have 3. Now, let me just check my email on my phone. All right, so let me just go into my Gmail. I'm just gonna hide this for a second. So we're there. We have 3 referred. Everything works great. I'm just gonna hide this while I go into my Gmail, which frankly is a mess. And here we go. Let me hide a little bit. And then come back to main view, and then you see, boom, your friend testing 1, 2, 3 just signed up. You are at 2 referrals. You are 2 away from the next prize. So there's a problem with 2. It's not updated. It should be 3, but I know you can fix that. You are 2 away from a prize. Keep referring people. Boom. So hour and about 15 minutes created a referral process. It's email based, so it's not great. It's not perfect. One thing, out of the gate that isn't covered here is that when the user signs up in Intercom, you should send them an email saying, hey, here's your referral URL. That's good. And another thing is that we want to create pages for each user where they can go and then kind of email from that page other people that they know. So that's what we're going to be working on next week, is essentially user signs up, create we're going to use the exact same base or an edited version of that base, which creates a CMS item in Webflow. And that CMS item will be a page where the user can go to that page and then copy paste their referral URL. They can email people, they can tweet about it. So we're going to work on that next week. I actually haven't built it, but I do think it's really manageable. So yeah, so hope to see you guys next week. Let me know what you think. You have seen my email now. It's acornblood@gmail. You know how to find me. Twitter is AronKor, Kor, ARONKOR. So yeah, so thanks for joining. If you're watching live, thanks Justin or anyone else who's here. And if you're watching a recording, well, let me know what you think. Let me know how we can make it better. And I'll see you next week, 6 p.m. Eastern on Automate All the Things. Cheers. Bye. Whoop.